Hey YouTubers, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video response to Dereck's first thread, which I'm glad he had a chance to finally put one up. One question, but definitely one very good question. I think it'll be a pretty deep question too, just kind of based on what he was asking and the level of addiction that most of us tend to have here in the vinyl community. So here's my 2 cents on it. And to actually make my question make sense, it probably helped to give a little background, just kind of about my family and upbringing. And one thing I can definitely say is that I was pretty lucky to be in the family that I was in. Definitely in a lot of ways, I was very blessed to be in the family that I was in, be it extended family and down to immediate family. My dad was a really responsible dad. He would break his back to do anything he could to take care of us, which a lot of kids don't have these days. My mother was kind of your stereotypical caring mother that, tried to keep the peace, tried to keep the goodness in the family, tried to keep good things within the family, goodness between family members. She always worked really hard at promoting that and still does to this day. My brothers and I, we weren't all really that close, but I think we were kind of like typical, siblings. We bickered a lot more when we were, younger, when we argued over all kind of things that didn't make any sense whatsoever. But as I kind of grew up, and I went off to school, and they were still at home and all that good stuff, so kind of some typical sibling stuff. But the one thing that's kind of ironic about that, as much as, like I said before, I was very lucky to be in the family that I was in, I was kind of the misfit within my family, and kind of the outcast in some regards, and not outcast as in my family didn't push me out, so not an outcast in that way, but just kind of with the way that I was emotionally, I really just didn't fit into my family. And I guess what I mean by that is everyone in my family, including myself, are very strong-willed people, strong-minded people and things of that nature. But the one place where I was never really that strong-minded, so to speak, in terms of my way or the highway or that type of thing, was when it came to actually interacting with my family. And I was always one from an early age, and I can remember having these thoughts just in my bedroom, and just even up through high school, even going into college. I always had this really strong desire to have very strong, intimate connections with my family. Just to where I always had strong desires to where every time my brothers and I saw each other, we always hugged each other. It was no big deal to regularly use the words that I love you. That we always supported each other in the things that we were trying to do or the things that we were struggling with, be it if they were things that were a big deal to the other person or seemed like something very small and insignificant. Because it was significant to the other person, that there was a lot of support behind it and that type of thing. That disagreements didn't always lead to tension and arguments and things of that nature. Just from an early age, I can remember just craving that so bad, and not needing necessarily crave it, needing that. Emotionally, spiritually, I needed that. And within our family, it's just the dynamic of things didn't quite work that way. If someone was upset with someone about something, it just turned into an upset thing. At a drop of a hat, and it didn't take much to go down that path. And so emotionally, that just wasn't a comfortable place that I could operate from, because I was always looking for the understanding path and the loving path. So anyway, I'm going through all of that just to kind of say, what it did was it kind of made me draw myself back from looking for those type of relationships within my family, which is kind of ironic, because through me drawing back, what it actually did is it didn't show the hurt and the pain that I felt in my family. It gave them the impression that I didn't want to be bothered with them, or I thought I was too good for them, and that type of thing. So there was really this intense struggle that kind of took place with that. And then I receiving the same thing from the other side of things too, in terms of intimate and close relationships outside of my family, because I was kind of shy at the time, so I wasn't dating. I didn't have a lot of close, friends, things of that nature. So I was really kind of just, had to revert to my own world within myself. So anyway, that whole spiel, just kind of saying what music taught me and what it brought to my life, is it was responsible for showing me and helping me to understand how to feel is what it did. Music taught me the life lesson of what love feels like, what intense emotions feel like, what desires feel like, what sadness feels like, what just overwhelming happiness feels like. I mean, just kind of all these different emotions and things across the board. Music is what taught me that. Like I said before, I wasn't able to put myself in a position to get it through relationships. I wasn't able to put myself in a position to get it through family relationships. And so music played a very, very significant role in that within my lifetime. And if it hadn't been for music throughout that time in my life, most of my childhood and early adulthood would have been pretty just kind of numb. It really would have, because even to this day, I still truly have a lot of those same desires, and I'm able to, work within relationships a lot more so now. But at the same time, music still fills a big gap of that stuff for me. So I don't know. I think in that regard, it's a pretty significant role in what music has brought to my life. So I don't know. If you guys have any other questions about it or anything, feel more free to leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think. But that's kind of what it did for me. All right. So a good question, Derek, and we'll see you guys soon.